Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft Together. This area, as always, is overflowing with gifts. It's crazy. I've got some tidying up to do. We also got this one right here, super secret coded message that needs to be decoded. Now this just confuses my brain when I look at it. I ain't got no hope of decoding that ever. If you want to screenshot it and give it a go yourself, be my guest. I'm going to guess you end up wasting a lot of time. It kind of looks like gibberish to me. I don't know if that's a real thing. But anyway, there's this stuff everywhere to trip over. Look, there's a chest in the entrance, and then there's this. Just a derp counter. When I first saw this, I thought, geez, that ain't big enough for me. There's what, like 12 lights over there? Anyway, turns out it supports a lot of derping, which is good. We need a lot of derping. 1,728 derps, geez. But now we have a giant derp counter. Goodness me. Heading back into the base, though, there was something that I forgot to do last episode, right? We had a sign inviting us to come and check out Bedrock City. I said that I would do that, and then just being hurried and running out of time and trying to get the episode finished, I never actually went and did that. So let's read a couple of the books. We're going to do this at the beginning of the episode because I also forgot to read these last episode. So we've got two of them this time. Hashtag my question. Of course, in the comments down below, hashtag my question to have yours read out in one of these episodes. This one is from That Purple Cow, and it reads, do you have a way to back up the server if something goes wrong? Yes, the server is backed up constantly around the clock, and everything that is done in the world is logged as well. So if ever there is a problem, let's say I decide to accidentally blow up half of my base with TNT, we could actually effectively roll that back. So everything is being logged, everything is backed up. It is a really good system we got in place. Now the next question is from Mchobate, is how I'm going to say that name. And Mchobate asks, so I've started playing on the server and I haven't been up to Bedrock City. And I was actually aware, I wasn't actually aware it was on top of the Nether. Can't building on top of the Nether ceiling cause large amounts of lag? The answer to that question, I believe, is no. I've never actually heard of that at all before in this game. There are many things that can cause lag, unfortunately. I don't think building on top of the Nether is one of them. I've certainly not heard of that myself. But anyway, that's where we're heading to next. And while I'm traveling over there, I've got a little clip to show you from earlier on in the day. I found this fella hanging out in my base, placing diamonds down. Diamond blocks, trying to block me into a corner of my base. I guess Jordan really does love those diamonds. Jordan don't even know that they've won a trophy yet as well, because the last episode ain't gone out. Oh, they want to put it there, not in their base. Okay, we can make that happen. These are very conveniently named. Oh, and now I've managed to forget what direction I was facing in. South, right, south. Yeah, these are very conveniently named to make my life easy. I believe that's it. I should do that, and it should appear. Yes! Amazing! And it's facing in the right direction. GG. Yay, there we go. A custom trophy put in place. It looks ever so cute in there. That's really cool. And it's in a communal area. I've just had one of those moments where I realised that I've been heavily distracted and all I'm doing is wandering around the server looking at everything. And I love this build right here, upside down with the path leading onto this little path with green right there, just looking fantastic. If we look around in this area though, you see some jankiness. There are occasional cobblestone blocks and pillars and things like this. This is something that we discussed at our group meeting in the town hall, that we have a lot of like hangovers from where people have claimed an area and then they've gone and moved somewhere else, and there's little bits of land all over the place that kind of need tidying up, and that's something that we're going to do on a live stream at some point. I'm actually really looking forward to that. I just kind of need to make a list of things that need cleaning up, and that is definitely one of them, right? Anyway, we need to go to Bedrock City. That's what we're here to do. I'm getting all sorts of distracted. There are multiple ways to get there. If you walk up this pathway and then take a right up the top there, you'll find a path leading to Bedrock City. There is another way as well. And I'm just trying to give you the bearings, so if you're looking for it yourself, then you'll be able to get over here. So there is this lovely bridge, and it says, nice bridge, but when are you going to finish it? I didn't realise it wasn't finished. I guess the tops of it are missing if there's like a plan for a roof here. But we don't actually want to go across the bridge. We kind of want to go upwards here. So we're going to jump off the bridge, turn it, Okay, my wings activated eventually. This is the spot that we are heading up to. So the bridge is just off to the side there. There is this opening leading to Bedrock City, and there are multiple ways to get here. So the path that I showed you a moment ago comes from over there, just so you got a couple of ways to get up here. But anyway, this is the main way to get into Bedrock City. You can see there is a sign, and this place is absolutely crazy. Apparently there is a donut farm on the roof. I didn't notice that before. And I don't even know where to start with this place. There is just a ton of stuff and a lot of different build styles. This area is kind of crazy looking, alright? And what we're going to do, hi Mr. Llama, is we're going to fly around and just look at some of the stuff. Mainly the Millennium Falcon. So since the last time I was here, I think this building is new. There are some really large buildings in the middle that keep getting bigger. This place seems to be very active and constantly evolving, but a lot of stuff here is kind of unfinished as well. There is a subway system like down below, so you can travel through the area nice and quick. And it looks like people are starting to fill in the spaces between buildings with this really cool theme right here. And that's great to see, because the bedrock itself is a pretty ugly texture, isn't it? Now, I believe that the Millennium Falcon might be in that direction. So what we should do is take off of the ground, use our wings, and fly around and look at this place. I had a feeling that was going to happen. I had a feeling we've... Come on, man, let's get the wings deployed. It's time for some brain smarts. There is a big building here. We're going to ender pearl up to it. And then we're going to jump off the building. Aha! Wonderful. Wow. Look at that theme right there. Neon glass. It's going to be crazy. So I said there were some big structures, right? Is that a, what are they called again? Are they called cruisers or battleships? I can't remember the name. Damn it, I used to know the name of this ship. It's from Star Wars, obviously, like the Millennium Falcon. Well, there's one of these right here. I'm pretty sure it's a destroyer of some sort. There's another word before it. I'm going to read so many comments about what the actual name of this is. Wow, look at the back of that, the exhaust. Looks awesome. That's so cool. And look, some other crazy designed buildings right here. There is some very interesting tool builds coming along here. I highly encourage anyone who's working on these to keep at it, because they look so cool. We've got a rocket over here. We've got another crazy build design there. And yeah, there are some skyscrapers popping up. And then there's that. Yes, this one. Unfinished, but it looks like it's going to be absolutely amazing by the time it's done. And there below us is the Millennium Falcon. How cool is that? Oh man, this is like really, really cool. It's built on a little bit of a small scale, but you can actually walk around inside it. There is a way to get into the Millennium Falcon as well. Not that way. Just fell into a little hole there. Let's jump over this edge. Pop down below. We should see a ramp. I can see it. It's over on this side. And then you can go inside the Millennium Falcon and you can look around. This is superb. This is absolutely superb. I love it. There are some very unique buildings all over this place. I gotta say, Bedrock City, really cool idea. I love the theme of the skyscrapers and the break from the build style that we have down below. I am kind of tempted to come over here and build a skyscraper myself, but I don't think I'll have the resources for that right now. We got other things to do as well, so I need to head out of here, and I can't actually remember the way that I got up here now. It was somewhere around here, wasn't it? In fact, is it right in front of us? Yes, this is it right here. Okay, this is the way that we got in. Excellent. So we are now in the end dimension. We are actually here to do some administrative work. First of all, this is going to be turned into a mega build really soon, where we build some wonderful structure here based around the portal. And we're going to disable the dragon fight in this dimension, because the temporary end dimension is now ready for people to use. But the reason that I'm over here is because I've been setting up a world border. We actually needed to set up world borders in all of the dimensions, because we kind of forgot to at the beginning of the start of the server, and it's a really good idea to set those up, because when people go exploring, they can make the world size very big, and the world size goes right into the gigabytes. I think the overall thing is probably nearing 100 gigabytes in size. It is absolutely crazy. So we have to put down a world border, and the way that we've done it is with these three commands. First of all, damage is set to 0. It is centered around 0, 0, and as far as you can go in this dimension is 12,000 blocks out. Now, I have been exploring a map of this area, And I haven't found a single base where someone's playing that goes out further than 4,000 blocks. So we decided to give them plenty of distance between the world border, and that's as far out as you're allowed to explore. Now this is going to make so much more sense when I actually show you this map. So let's hop over to my browser and have a look. So does this area look familiar to you? It should do, because we were there just a moment ago, although I think some of these pillars and things have been cleaned up since we were there. This was actually rendered a few days ago, and as I zoom out you can start to see some of the things that we have been seeing in this series, like the giant TARDIS. Over here we've got the dragon. Apparently we now have a bunch of sheep heads, some farms, and that looks really cool as well. That's, I was going to say a creeper face, but it's a player's face built on the creeper. Oh, and then we have... Oh no, it's a pyramid. I thought it was like a chunk that didn't get rendered, and there was just like a... Yeah, a bit of an error there. This is the map project that Spangleboo's been working on. You can see my face right there, Spangle next to me as well. And then if we go over here, aha, look, it's the subway map. And then there is this wonderful subway train logo as well, which I haven't shown you in game yet. I saw it earlier today. There's some other stuff going on over here. It looks really cool. And then as we zoom out, we can start to see some areas where people have been building. What is this? There's like all these lines and paths everywhere. And then as we zoom out further, you can see how big this area is. There seems to be a path going all the way over to here. And this is actually the base that is the furthest out that I can find. And I want to go and visit this place because it looks very interesting. It's, did I say 4,000 blocks? It looks like it's closer to 3,000 blocks. I might actually make the world border a little bit smaller then. I don't know. But what we're going to end up doing is pruning all of the blocks outside of the world border, because as we zoom out here, you can see people have been exploring really far to try and find those end cities. And this is why we need a resettable end dimension, because this is like ridiculous. How far did this person go out? Wow, almost 100,000. Looking for end cities. This creates a ton of space on the hard drive. This is no one's fault, by the way. If you've done this, don't feel guilty. It's something that we need to find a solution for, and we have now done that. But not only can we see the end dimension, we can also see the overworld. So we're going to go look at that in a second. First of all, though, I think I'd like to fly over to this base and check it out. Oh, I think we found it. We have found the area, haven't we? Oh, it's absolutely massive. I kind of assumed it would all fit into like one view distance, but it seems, oh, it spans multiple islands. It covers tons of space. And I know whose base this is. This is Rainbows and Autumn's base, right? I mean, there's a load of colourful stuff in the middle. It seems like something they would build. Yeah, I just wanted to come over here and check out this place. Got a villager breeder. Got a bunch of sheep and pens. And is that a bunch of heads on the wall? It's a bunch of sheep heads. Awesome. Wow, that's cool. And also one of those portals are right in the window there. Very cool stuff. Yes, this is the base that is the furthest away in this dimension. If we check out the coordinates, it's actually closer than I thought it was. So we're going to reduce the world border to 8,000, which means that we'll see it at minus 4,000 over here. So that's 1,500 blocks away from the furthest base out. So it's going to be a little bit smaller than I originally said. And also the world borders are going to be unique sizes in each of the dimension, which is something that Spigot allows you to do. Another thing it does as well is if you go through a nether portal and the opposite place on the other side is outside the world border, it actually takes you to a portal inside the world border, which is interesting. And we've also set damage to 0, so if for whatever reason someone ever ends up outside of the world border, they won't be punished. Perhaps they log in after they've been exploring the end dimension, they'll be able to make their way straight back. And now it's time for the Overworld, which I believe is the largest of all the worlds. This place has been explored like crazy. And again, no one's fault for exploring. It's something we should have thought of ahead of time. This right here is the Spawn Island area, which you would have seen in the videos quite a few times as we've done some administrative work over there. If we zoom out a little bit, over in this direction, we will go to the communal area that we started together, the Achacha village, which became an Achacha city. This is actually going to survive, by the way. What we're probably going to do is cut out a massive sort of border following these rivers, and we're going to take a giant chunk of land and bring it over to the next world and put it somewhere, perhaps in its own dimension, or maybe like a floating island somewhere that you can discover. So this part of the server will actually survive going into 1.13, which is right around the corner now, but the rest of it is actually going to go. So if you're watching this and you didn't realize, good time to go and, you know, get all your materials and stuff into the nether before it resets. But as we zoom out here, you can see the occasional mob farm and places that people have built. And then as we zoom out further, even those things are just going to look like little blimps on the map. So here you can see the bulk of the area that has been generated, and it goes out really far, like 5,000, 8,000 blocks, and people have even been building bases in these areas. And so we've accommodated the world border to try and include as many of those as we could find. But then as I zoom out further, you can see people have just gone on crazy adventures just off into the distance, probably just flying in one direction for ages. How far did they get over here? Like 100,000 blocks. Absolutely crazy. I think someone went even further over here, getting as far as 120,000 in each direction. That is just absurd. So the world border in this overworld is 48,000 blocks, which basically means 24,000 blocks in each direction from the center. And then the nether is 16,000, so 8,000 blocks in each direction. And of course that means you can travel effectively far further than the world border in the nether. So we kind of have like a larger area of the nether than you can actually travel in the overworld. But what Spigot does is it links those portals back to the closest ones inside of the world border. So you shouldn't run into any problems with that. And we don't have a map of the nether because all you'll see is the roof of it. So next up in this episode, we need to announce another event that's going to be live streamed on twitch.tv/xisuma. I will once again be hopping in and out of the plot world, which is play.xisumavoid.com. And over there what we'll have is a warp of some sorts, a command like /custom weapons. I'm not sure what it's actually going to be yet, but you'll find out on the stream on the day. And then we will have another world that will be open for 24 hours. Now this is taking place at 1 PM UTC, which is the Universal Time Zone, on Saturday the 26th. And the idea is that you guys can again get involved with designing things that are going to appear inside of the Let's Play Minecraft Together world, and those are custom weapons, because what we're going to be doing is adding in some unbreakable iron swords which will have custom models, meaning we can have some really cool and fancy weapons which will be rewards for some of the boss fights that we're working on. So yeah, that's something that we're up to, and then these things will be used real soon. You'll be able to get custom swords inside of the game. Yeah, so that's happening on twitch.tv/xisuma, and right now I'm going to jump over to the plot world and show you some of the things you need to know if you plan on participating. So you'll be logging on to play.xisumavoid.com, and when you do that, make sure you've got resource packs enabled, because when you go into the competition plot world, it will want to put on the resource pack that gives you all of these colourful blocks that you can see in the inventory right here. Now at the moment I'm having some issues, and I don't know what exactly they are, because a certain few blocks at random, it seems, when I log in and out of the server, change back to their default textures when placed. Hopefully we can get that fixed. I've got a feeling it might be a problem on my side, because I believe I have like Schematica or some of that sort of stuff running, so it's causing some issues. If you're using vanilla Minecraft, should be absolutely fine. But anyway, I am getting distracted. The idea is that we're going to be building custom weapons, and you can see I've set up this area for which the player can go and build them on. Now there are a couple of rules. First of all, these have to be flat. They're basically 1 block deep, or you could just look at it like it's pixel art. And the other rule is that they can be no bigger than 16 by 16, which is the size of this area right here. And I've built a diamond sword just to kind of demonstrate that. Now if you want to make these smaller than that, you are more than welcome, but they can't be any bigger. Perhaps you're thinking of making a dagger or something like that, but we're not going to have any mega swords that are any bigger than the default Minecraft vanilla look. So when you go into the competition world, you'll be able to claim a plot like this one. It will have this template on by default. It has these blocks. There are 3 of them. You can build on 4 sides, so that's a total of 12 that you can build. They got the blocks behind them, so it's nice and easy to focus on what you're building, and you're not looking off into the distance. But if you want to build more than 12 of these, you are more than welcome to. And after the competition is over, which will be around 24 hours after the live stream, we'll have the staff go and look at all the different plots, and they will pick out their favourite ones. And the top 3 favourites will win a year-long pass to play on the Let's Play Minecraft Together server, and then any other sword designs that we use will also win something as well. So those are the details of what we're doing for this competition, but right now what I'm going to do is head back onto the Let's Play Minecraft Together server. So there are 2 things that I want to do right now. They both involve player faces, player heads. One of those is move this map permanently into the base. And in looking for a location, I realised that this over here isn't really going to go very far. It's kind of hard to make a diagonal pathway that feels natural into this space because we've got redstone over here, and then if we had a pathway in this direction, it would stretch on for quite some time, being pretty plain and narrow. What I'd like to do is build a room that's a bit more open and has this as the focal point, and the place to do that is just up here on the left. So I have adjusted this staircase so it's slightly closer towards me, and then we can have an even 2 blocks on either side of this opening. Now we should have a reasonable amount of space here. I have started to dig it out. I'm hoping we're not going to collide with something else and I'm going to realise this is no good. I also sort of pictured putting a staircase going down because we have some area down here that we can use. If we just drop down, you can see there is plenty of space to build. This is from a player who has abandoned their posts, so I don't think we have to worry about this, although there are some chests full of netherrack left behind and some redstone. But yeah, that seems to be where we're heading. We're going to go into this space here and build something. So given the limited space we're going to have to work with here, this is pretty much going to be the room size, and I think I'm going to push back this wall because it doesn't look right without the red wall around it, and I think I'm going to recess the glowstone because that's where the map's going to go in front of, and then we've got to find a way just to add in some details into the walls and then make the roof look interesting. Also, this wall is shared with something around the sides, so it's pretty much going to have to stay as the same material, right? And this whole time I've had a vision of like dropping right into an area and having the map down there, and so I kind of left this open. If this was, say, twice as big, I think it'd be cool to drop down into like a recessed area in the floor and have the map down there. But since we don't have enough room, we're going to put it up here, and I think this is now subject to change. Apart from the hallway leading into this room, it's looking pretty wrapped up now. I've tried to throw in some details. One of the things I always struggle with is to get details in here, so a few extra blocks, torches up the top, banners, and some heads on the shelves, and now you can walk down here and have a glance and see if your face is on the wall, if you've already built a face over here, of course. This might be out of date though, because I would have to go all the way to the end dimension to update that. So I figured, why don't we actually go ahead and do that? And in my hotbar you can see that I've got rockets and I've got maps, and I need to keep the map in the correct order. So the first 3 are the top corners, and I can't see them because I'm flying in this mode. There we go. Oh, there's a few extra faces in there now. Wonderful. Then we have this one here. That doesn't appear to have anything at all in it. And yeah, I'm going to fly around and update all of these, but the one where there seems to be the most of them is the one right at the front here, which would be slot number 8, I believe. Yes, that's got a whole bunch of faces in it now. Awesome. And again, I encourage you all on the server to come over to this project and get involved with it and put your faces on these maps, and then they'll be displayed in my base. I did mention a moment ago that I had another thing that I was going to be doing this episode, but I have run out of time, unfortunately, because that's all I'm going to have time for in this episode. So if you have enjoyed it, then leave a like. As always, thank you so much for the support, and I will see you soon with another episode of Let's Play Minecraft Together. But ciao for now. Bye bye.